Hi everyone, I'm Russ,
Mark.
and this is A Spirited Endeavor.
All right, so tonight we had to spin the bottle of Indecision.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a new thing we're trying here on nights when, well, decisiveness is not one of our strengths at the moment.
Absolutely. So we have a bunch of bottles that were accumulating, and so we use that, and we'll have a little graphic about it.
Absolutely.
About our process there.
Our scientific approach.
Exactly. So, yep. So we used an ASE bottle.
That's right.
And from one of our casks, from our recask, and decided that we were going to just line up our bottles and then spin the bottle and see which ones we
That's right.
ended up with tonight.
And I gotta say, that's not a bad problem to have.
No, it
when
really
you've gotten enough selection there where you have to make a choice and you're just incapable of picking favorites. So these are the two that we arrived at, compliments of our magic bottle. And this is going to be an interesting night because we've got two different types of whiskey here.
Yeah, we really do. So the Westward is a American single malt, distilled by our friends over in Portland, Oregon. And this one is an exclusive for the Flavier.
Yeah.
It's one of those whiskeys that you can't really get shipped, to many locations.
Okay.
I tried to get it shipped here to Georgia, and I tried to get it in one of our local stores, and they've not been able to do that. But through this online retailer, I was able to get it.
Interesting. Well, I've got to say, we have not been disappointed with any of their offerings at this point. I have high expectations for this.
Yeah, for sure. And that one is a Pinot Noir cast finish. So that one is going to be something a little different.
Yeah, single malt with Pinot. That's going to be really cool.
Absolutely.
And then Russell's Reserve
Russell's
is our
Reserve.
other one.
Yep, that's a 10-year. This was also a Flavier find.
Now, Russell's Reserve, again, another one that we really have not been disappointed in. We've done, in the past, their rye, which we were very pleased with. I've done one of their bourbons, but it's been quite a while, so my memory's a little fuzzy on that. And this being a 10-year, I expect it's going to be a bit of a different animal.
Yeah, I would think so too. So you probably have a lot more flavor in it.
I would think.
And both of those are kicking about 45% ABV too.
Interesting.
So they should have, about similar heft.
I would think so.
Would think.
I think they're going to be very different tasting notes, though.
Oh
different
yeah,
animals.
that I agree.
Cool.
Well, let's get into the Westward first.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, Westward's definitely gone over well with us. We've had a few of theirs and been very pleased.
And again, they're a small craft distiller, and they just seem to have their act together.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been a few craft distilleries that seem to be favorites for us.
Right.
And what's interesting too is they don't go real far. It would be really easy for them to go really far into the dregs, and they just don't do that. They're really about product and putting out something just fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is none of what I've had from them really strikes me as being a craft distillery. I mean, they really come across like they know what they're doing. They have their act together. You don't get any of those off notes that you sometimes get. Just really good product. Really pleased with them.
All right, well, let's get into this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately what I'm getting on that is a little bit of perfume.
Yeah.
It's a little perfumey note, and that may be the maltiness of that.
I'm going to say, for me, it's almost like there's a little funk to it. And that's just my taste, I think. Just on the nose, there's something new to me.
You know what I think it is? I think it may be the influence of the Pinot Noir.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I'm getting a fruit note on it, but it's like fruit that's, gone bad a little bit.
Yeah. Like, for me, it's like musty wine cellar. And I've used that before, but I think it's just something that I'm sensitive to when it comes to certain wine finishes with a whiskey. And it's, like I said, old wine cellar is what it reminds me of.
Yeah. I see that. It's got an earthiness to it. And but the little bit of the the fruit that's maybe gone a little too ripe.
Yeah, but definitely getting the malt as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, sure.
Cheers.
Whoa.
Really like the mouthfeel on that.
All right.
Ooh, there's the malt.
Yeah, I got the malt. It's drying too, and I mean that really caused me to cough a little bit.
Yeah.
It really caught me in the back of the throat. but then I get this beautiful vanilla note, this beautiful caramel note at the end. Yeah, it's very dry. I expected for something that's such an oily whiskey to be a little less dry.
The Pinot finish for me is not overwhelming. It's not dominant. For me, the dominant flavor is the malt. Definitely catched out on the mid palate all the way through to the back, and then the finish. But on the back end, for me, I'm getting that little bit of fruit note from the Pinot. But man, that is malty.
You really do get a lot of fruit influence in this too. And again, I think it's, like a dark fruit that's, maybe just a little too ripe.
Okay, so the nose for me has gotten a little different since I've had my sip. Not getting that mustiness quite as much. Now it's more just a nice malt and those dark fruit notes that overripe perhaps, as you said.
Yeah, that one continues to catch me in the back of the throat.
Yeah. Like I agree, a little drying.
A little drying. Yeah.
And I don't think there's an age statement on this, so I'm wondering if perhaps that's the wine influence that's bringing that nature to it.
Yeah, I was really excited about this whiskey, but I don't think I like it as much as the previous,
it's not one of their stronger offerings for me. I think I prefer their other ones, to be honest with you. It's a nice whiskey. I drink the heck out of this because for me this is a nice easy sipper. And I do like the malty nature to it, and the Pinot's kind of a nice touch. But I wouldn't say this is overly complex. I wouldn't say it's especially deep. And like I said, they set the bar pretty high with their other products. I'm a little disappointed with this one by comparison.
Okay, the other one tonight is Russell's Reserve, the 10.
Yeah.
So let's.
That one's going to be stout.
I am really excited about this one. 45% ABV.
Yep. So it's not going to be especially hot, but I expect the barrel spice is going to be pretty intense on this one. That said, I also expect the depth of flavors to be really good on this one too. And that's one thing I've always liked about the Russell's Reserve is there is depth to each of their offerings. I don't think I've had one yet that I would consider to be bland or weak.
No. And I mean, that's just a beautiful whiskey. Now look
really
at oh my word, look at the cling on that.
Yep. No, I expect that one's going to have a really good feel on the palate.
Yeah, there's no chill filtering or anything going on there.
That's a pretty whiskey.
It really is. Beautiful golden amber color.
Yep.
And all right.
Not as strong on the nose as I expected.
That's mild. That's very soft. It's got a nice vanilla cream.
Yep.
And I'm not picking up much else.
I'm getting a little bit of the corn.
Okay. You're getting that sweetness, from the corn, yeah.
For me, I tend to be pretty sensitive when it comes to that. Certain whiskeys present more of that corn forward. This one, I'm getting just a hint. But it's a nice sweetness to it.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
but again, very soft.
I expected this to be a smack in the face.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-year, pretty good ABV. I mean, 45. I mean, it's not 50, but I mean, but it should be stout enough.
I would think.
All right. Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Oh my word, that is just soft all the way through. A little bit of barrel spice, kind of mid swallow. Ooh. And then it really settles into this beautiful caramel vanilla note.
You getting any cherry?
Oh yeah,
I picked up some cherry on that one. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, yes.
Man.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that's all I taste now is cherry.
Yeah.
A little bit of vanilla cream.
I'm surprised though, much like the nose, it's not very aggressive. Not on the palate. I was really expecting more. I expected a walloping.
No, the barrel spice is like a flash in the pan, kind of mid swallow. And then you really just get that cherry vanilla. I expected more flavors than the cherry and vanilla, though.
I agree. Well, and that's been our experience in the past with that rye. That was impressive.
Yeah, the
this
Russell's
one, it's a little thin. Not as far as the mouthfeel is concerned, but it's thin as far as the flavors that you're getting.
Yeah. I expected a little more depth on this, and what I'm getting is just something that's just likable and smooth. To use the S word.
No, this is definitely what most people would consider smooth. The barrel spice is a really good match for what you get flavor-wise. It's not competing, in my opinion. But yeah, I agree. The primary flavors are going to be vanilla and cherry, and if you like that and you like a little barrel spice to go with it, this is actually a really good mix.
I would just call this a
damn good bourbon.
Just a damn good bourbon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
This is just a solid bourbon.
I really thought this one was going to be a challenge. Wow.
Not a challenge at all. This is just something that you can just, relax with and not think too hard on it, and
Absolutely.
you're going to get just something pleasant.
Yeah. Now you want something with a bit more depth and complexity, I would just certainly recommend the rye because it does offer that, no doubt about it. But this one, no, nice easy sipper by all means.
Yeah, the rye has that beautiful floral herbal notes,
man.
and that one's just a fantastic whiskey. This is also a fantastic whiskey. It's just it just is what it is.
It is a little thinner on the palate than what I had with the rye. Not very oily as far as the mouthfeel is concerned.
Yeah, I did expect it to be oilier, with all the glass cling.
Yeah.
But that vanilla cherry, that cherry vanilla note.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, but that does seem to linger.
Yeah, agreed. Oh yeah, no, that one's sticking around for a little while. Now the thing, I got to bring this up because it's kind of my pet peeve, and I understand why they do it. So here they have a 10-year, and we're having it at 45%. And we're finding it a little lacking in certain areas. Not bad, but perhaps not quite up to our expectations. And I have to sit here and wonder if maybe it's because they didn't give us that additional 5% ABV.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that.
And a lot of times they'll do that because look, to age a whiskey 10 years is expensive. That's sitting on a shelf. It's not making any money. So when you do go to bottle it, if I bottle it at 45 instead of 50, I make more profit.
There is true. I mean, you're going to spread it a little further.
Right. But I think in this case, it might have been a disservice to the flavors.
I think so too. Even if something in bottled and bond that's 50% ABV, I have certain expectations going in that, and maybe it was unfairly brought them with me to this whiskey, because I really did expect a little more depth of flavor.
Yeah, no, it's a little thin, little thin on flavor, and it's actually a little thin on mouthfeel as well. Look, at the end of the day, if you find it, it's certainly pleasant. I enjoy the flavors, but don't expect a whole lot of complexity out of this one. It's just not there, and I'm a little disappointed because it is a Russell's Reserve, and I have higher expectations for that than an entry level.
Yeah, agreed.
But tasty nonetheless.
Yeah, fun night.
Yeah, it really was. Two completely different types of whiskey.
I know, right?
We're gonna have to use that bottle again, I think.
I think so. I think that's gonna become a thing, and we're feeling a little indecisive.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of dealing with that.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we've got some new things in the works, so I hope you'll still stay tuned and see what we're up to. It promises to be fun.
All right, guys. Well, all right, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.